Hi, everybody. Just kind of waiting to catch on with the, ooh, you guys are going to be blinded by that light. Okay, that's not going to work like that then. I don't want you to be blinded. All right, that's a little better. I know it's behind me. All right, making sure everything gets caught up. Hi, everybody. All right, I hear myself, so I'll turn my volume down. I don't know why my camera is all fuzzy, but good evening, you guys. I will switch to my down camera and hopefully not be fuzzy. Hi, Walter. Hi, Penny. Hi, Susan. Hi, Melissa. How's everybody doing? Welcome to rainy Wednesday night in Iowa. Hi, Kelly. Hi, Shirley. I'm going to quick switch this over because I'm hoping that this camera is better because I'm fuzzy on my main camera, but that's probably because I have all that white behind me. So anyway, I'm just going to wait for it to catch up a little bit here and see. Hello, Don. There we go. That looks better. Now, I still got some fuzziness, but that's because of that white. So tonight, my cards were inspired by a recent class that I took or watched. It was a private class, and the person did white on white cards. And oh, tornado watch, Shirley. Watch that carefully. Tonight, we are going to do black on black cards, basically. Hi, Francie. Yeah, this is okay. I mean, if I move too fast, but I think it's because there's so much white behind me in my craft room that's why I'm fuzzy. Because the cameras never like white because like I see when I move too fast, it's kind of pixelated. But I have Raven cardstock here. I cut this down to 4 1/4. So I cut it in half and I'm just gonna fold it at 5 1/2. So we're gonna try. I think I said hi, Francie. If I didn't, hello. We're going to try to make 3 cards tonight. Okay. We're going to make an A2 card, a mini slim, and a slimline card. So I've got a few things done ahead of time. Holly, Ellen, how are you? So this card is 6 inches by 7, and my mini slims I like to do 3 1/2 by 6. So I'm going to score that right at 3 1/2. So I have my mini slim. That's the size I go to. Sometimes I end up cutting it down to 3.25 or 3 1/4, but I always like to start with 3 1/2 by 6. And then for my slimline cards, I like to do 3 1/2 by 8 1/2. So I have a 3 1/2. I mean, this is 7 inches. Once again, we're going to score at 3 1/2. And then we're going to flip it over because I'm using my mini score buddy here. So, and then we will have that. So we will have our card bases done. I almost forgot to do that. So like I said, I did pre-prep last night. I made a bunch of things that needed to dry so we could swap things out. I did a little die cutting, so you didn't have to watch all of the die cutting tonight. But, hi, Kate. We are not going to do, okay, so I know I see all this white. I'm going to fix that. I'm going to grab my Brutus Monroe mat. Now this one has that anti-stick. This one does not, but I'm going to use this black mat and see if that helps it make it not quite so. Oh, Ellen, I'm sorry. It is blurry, and I think it's because it's the white. So I'm switching to the black. I am telling you it's raining really hard, but I think it has the white because I know white, they hate white. So I'm kind of letting it get caught up back up here and see if the black's better because like my camera on my screen looks better. It needs to refocus. I think that's gonna, there we go. So that looks better. Ooh, my hands look horrible. Anyway, Ellen, you have my sympathy. I'm very, very sorry. We are going to kind of make a take on, like I said, white on white cards, but kind of do them in a Halloweenish, not Halloween cards per se, but Halloween fashion. So I've got a few stencils. And the one thing tonight we're going to use is the Autumn Vibes bundle, which is a bundle that's available. It was not created for tonight. And it is the Autumn Vibes stamp, stencil, and die set. And it is linked in the description box. I can give you a link for it as well if you give me 1 second. I love this one. I think it's kind of fun. Hi, sis. How's the Halloween costumes going? So we're gonna use that stencil and we're gonna use a few glazes. I'm not gonna do them all tonight because I live because I have some already done, but I pulled out, we have a huge consumable, black consumable list, and I pulled out black pearl chroma glaze. I have black or night sky velveteen glaze, and I have some galaxy glitter glaze. I'm out of the Raven right now, but Raven is very similar. You could also use the fallen snow, which I did on a card. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do this tonight. It's my card bases out of the way. I've got some card panels pre-cut. So here is a slimline card. Now my backgrounds are going to be different from the ones I use on my, only the ones we put together. They're just different sizes. I'm going to use these stencils on different ones. Hi, Annie. How are you? Ooh, you can do it, Annie. My sister's making Halloween costumes, you guys. Tell her she can do it. So I'm going to check and see. Okay, I'm going to do a little pixie spray. I like to use pixie spray when I use glazes. So I'm going to do that off camera real quick. Because this is just kind of, yes. This stencil, I do not believe available separately. I think it is available only in the bundle with the Stampin' Night. It's called the Autumn Vibes Bundle. Also off camera, I have my stencil. I'm going to be very careful with it. That's why I was almost late. I got my stencil pan ready to go. She's already got my niece's costume now. Now she's got to do my nephew's costume and a friend's costume. So I've got that all ready to go. And then in it, I'm going to spray some of the stencil cleaner. I just sprayed on top. There you go. And I am just going to let them sit. All right. So we're going to use the black pearl. I also have some baby wipes handy just because it's faster for me for cleanup, especially during a live. I just get some from the dollar store. And we're just going to slap some of this on. I don't care. We're just going to do it in a couple different spots just to make a fun, different kind of textury card. If you're concerned about getting it off the edge, you can do a little bit of tape like that. And we're just going to kind of slap it on. Like I said, I'm slapping it on, trying to be fairly thin just because in my case, I'm heavy-handed. And we're just going to throw a little bit on here and there, and then we're just going to leave it. Okay, that's it. Hi, Christy, home from work. Happy Wednesday. Yes, happy hump day. And that is the black pearl chroma glaze. And I do have all of these things linked in the description box below. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel this back. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at that funness. In this case, I don't want it to be perfect. I just want it to be messy. And I'm going to just go ahead and flip this upside down in my stencil container. And I think it fits better that way. There we go. Depends on the size of your stencil. Some of the stencils that are exactly 6 by 6 fit in not quite as well as the ones that are like 5.75. So if you see, I did overlap that a little bit. I'm okay with it because I can cover that up. So I'm just going to set this aside to dry. Hopefully I will not get anything on it. Let's move it over there. And we'll wipe up our things. And we're going to make one more stencil here quick. Background. All right. I love the black pearl. It is fun. I don't use it enough, but this is my second one because I used up all my other. All right. And instead of velveteen glaze, I'm going to go ahead and finish up. There's not a ton of this, but I'm going to go ahead and finish up my galaxy glaze. I do have a new one, and I'm actually going to use, I think, the damask, and I'm going to do it on an A2 card base. So once again, I'm going to go pixie spray it a little bit. I did use some glitter glaze with this one before, but I just, this is one of my favorites. This came out of the spooky box. It does kind of look like a chain-ish, and you know, a chain ink link-ish kind of. So there's not a ton of this, like I said, and this is old. If you can tell by, I am a very big person of saying use your stash, guys, because it's got the old metal lid. So I've been trying to use mine up. You know me, I love my consumables, so I buy too many and I can't use them all, and I'm trying to be better about it. So I'm going to spread it out as thin as I can, and then I'm going to grab my stencil pal because I'm trying to use up this whole thing tonight so that it is done and final, and it can be washed and saved for an embossing powder. So is everyone ready for Halloween tomorrow? I told my boss I was going to get off a little early because I didn't want to have to worry about driving home and having trick-or-treaters. Ellen, I'm not going to lie, when I saw the stencil, I peeked at it and I saw it and I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have that stencil. And this is the stencil. Actually, the stencil sold me on the box. It's not that I didn't like the box. It's just that I wanted this stencil. So I had a stencil pal out here. I may have put it away. And I broke one of my, where is my stencil pal? I broke one of my spatulas last night, trying to get out some glaze that on another one that I had not. So like I said, it was old enough that it had dried out, like way old. Trying to use that up. All right, I'm not going to worry about too much about scraping the rest of that off. Francie, and that's why I said I've been trying to use more, even if I'm just going to make backgrounds and put them away. Oh yeah, got goop on me. Okay. So that was the biggest, messiest part tonight. I did use some Chroma Mist last night to pre-spray some panels. I will show them to you, but we're not going to redo that tonight because all I did was spray the panels until they were saturated. All right, are you ready? Here's our second one. 1, 2, 3, go. Look at how beautiful that is. I'm going to go ahead and throw that down in my little bin. I'm going to try to pick this up carefully. And then I like to just kind of look at the edges. Sometimes I kind of dab them. Sometimes I run my finger across them, but I have found if it's better to kind of dab at them and versus rubbing your finger because you can mar the design if it's little tiny things. So we're gonna go ahead and set that aside somewhere to dry. Oh, this box will work. I have a Brutus Monroe box from an order sitting right behind me that has nothing in it, so it could sit there. Oh, I'm excited, Walter, because I think I told you guys this before that the first house that when Tom and I had trick or treating, the first house I've had trick or treating at, really, in my years of living here in my little town, because my kids, when they were little, we didn't have trick or treaters at our house because there was like 4 kids in the 2-block radius because we lived just on the edge of city limits on top of the hill. Because in Gothenburg, you have to go up a huge hill and down a huge hill. And I lived on the top of that hill. So I took my kids trick or treating. And then by the time my kids were old enough to be home to trick or treat, I lived in another neighborhood outside of town, like a subdivision outside of town, and there was no trick or treaters. So Tom and I had our first one. We had 100 and some kids, and I was so excited. We moved from a corner like this. Let's say this is where my house is. This is where my house is. We moved from this corner, and there's a house here to this corner. So we'll kind of go like this. It's kind of like, yeah. So literally one house between, and I went from having 100 and some kids to having 10 kids. I was so sad. So I'm on a busier street now. So I'm really, really hoping that I get some trick-or-treaters tomorrow. So, oh no, Christmas music starts on Friday. I can't wait. So, how's the book? Oh, she's not liking your book. Well, you got to dig into it a little bit, Francie, I promise. I know some books are like that. Okay, so I digress. Let's move on. All right, so I've got some backgrounds done. Here is the damask stencil that's dry. Now this is with the fallen snow. And so it's technically not black on black, but you can't really tell because fallen snow is clear. So it looks black. It's just the shimmeriness. So here's the damask stencils. We have that one. And then here is the autumn vibes one. Ooh, Francie, that's a good one to read. I've never read it. I've only seen the movie. This is let's see. This is the velveteen glaze. I did that one with that stencil kind of earlier. And then we have a mini slim one that I did. This was with the black pearl chroma glaze. And this is the autumn wallpaper stencil. I have not opened my Halloween candy yet. It's on the counter, but I've not touched it. And then last but not least, here is the, this is, oh wait, you know what? I think this is the Fallen Snow glitter glaze, and this is the Galaxy glitter glaze that I just used because of the color. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. But this is the angle stencil, and I only did part of it. So these are the stencils we're going to work with tonight to create our card. Thank you. I know Fallen Snow is, it does kind of look like snake skin. So now my thoughts are, we've got our little card bases here. Now I don't necessarily want to do a full card panel. So we're going to cut them all down. I know I could have cut them down to start, but one of the reasons I didn't is because look, I accidentally made a mistake and I didn't get all of my glaze there. So now I can cut off that edge, and then I can cut off a little bit on each edge here, or on one edge or the other. I'm going to kind of do some of each. So I keep the pattern as centered as I can. Not that this one matters. And we will check it out. And then look. See, okay, now we need to do a little bit more. I think I'm gonna do a little bit off the top. And then, so we've got this. This is one of our card bases to start. I don't know if we're gonna do it this way, if we're gonna do it this way. I'm guessing we're gonna do it this way. I haven't quite decided yet, but, so we've got this one, and look at how different that just gives the look. So we've got that one. I'm gonna put that aside. And then we're gonna do the same thing for these. We're gonna cut these down to about 4. Oh, don't like to have things under my 4 by 5 1/4, because I want that little bit of black border, because we could pop these up with some foam tape and give it even a little bit more dimension. And so I only have one. Thank you, guys. It is. They're just, I think this is fun. I never thought about doing it this way. So we got just that little bit of extra on the edge. Now, the reason I wanted to show this is because you can change the entire look of your card by just slipping in one color. I mean, look at that. This is holly. Actually, it looks orange on camera, but this is holly. Or here, oh, that one's not cut to the right size, but that's fine. We'll fix it. I just grabbed it on my box. Here's lagoon. So just adding that little bit color, especially if you did something kind of like this, adds just a little bit of difference if you wanted a little pop of color. But I don't know if we're going to do that tonight. I have them all ready to go, but I'm not. So we've got this one. I'm going to put that aside too. Actually, we got to cut this one down. So we're going to cut this one down. I do want to cut them all down to about 4. But I wanted to do that in front of you guys so you could see why I was doing it. This is just, like I said, I've never done this before. I was inspired, like I said, by that class I took, or live class I watched, and I just thought this would be fun. Yes, that's part of it, is the texture. Okay, so now this one is way too wide because I think it's at 3.5. I'm going to cut this down to almost 3 inches because I'm pretty sure I'm going to cut my card base down to 3.25. That's kind of my go-to with mini slims. And I put my stencil, when I did this one, at an angle just so that I'm cutting down a little bit off each side so that I watch my spots that didn't quite match. So it's kind of the same and it looks on purpose that I didn't have my stencil all the way to the edge. That looks pretty close to me. So I've got a little bit of an angle on both sides. Okay, so now is the magic part. One thing I did not do, we're gonna do a little heat embossing, but I did create my own. It does add a dramatic touch. You're right. See, here's my card base, but we're going to cut this down because I know I want this at 3.25. And even though I made this too big, I can save this little border for something else. All right, let's get this thing out of the way here for now. I heat emboss a piece of Not Your Mama's with some sterling because I decided I wanted to do sterling with the black. I am not gonna, I heat embossed quite a few pieces and die cut some out. I did go through all of my scraps. I pulled some glitter stock. I have some old pieces of mirror stock. I have gold, I have black. I just pulled some scraps because I want to use them up. So, I mean, look through your stash. And if you don't have any, you can create your own by just using, like Not Your Mama's because of the thickness when you die cut it out. And this is just 2 coats of sterling embossing powder. Okay. So I just wanted to show that to you. Now I have a whole bunch of goodness here. Look at all this goodness. Not only do I have vellum and silver leaves, I also stamped out that autumn harvest stamp set and I heat embossed it with the raven. Look at how beautiful that is. Thanks, Francie. That was just our embossing ink on Not Your Mama's. And like I said, I heat embossed the whole thing and then I did a second one. So I wanted to show you guys, this is Raven on Raven. Isn't it beautiful? I mean, this is this Autumn Harvest stamp set. So it's the bundle. And it's got some great thinking of you, autumn vibes. Hello, I'm very grateful. Thank you sentiments. So it's got some great sentiments for that. And I just die cut a bunch of them out. I don't know if we're going to use them all. And then I also die cut out a bunch of leaves from, I have 2 sets because I had to buy 2, only because I didn't want to have to die cut more than once, of the acorn. It's called the acorn and twig set and the harvest foliage. So I have those all cut out ready to go. I've got them in my little dishes here and we're going to just start to play. So I think I'm going to grab some tape here and actually we don't need this yet. And here was where we're just going to go. Now, the reason I did this, let me grab all my backgrounds here. We're just going to play. I'm going to do a little die cutting yet tonight. I am using one set that is out of stock. And I double checked with Christopher. He said it would be restocked. He did not know for sure when, but I am using the Thanks from the Christopher Sentiment die set. I stamped and it has the shadow. So I am going to use that on maybe one card tonight, but the rest of the stamps I'm going to go ahead and use a sentiment and a die. And what I thought is if we're going to use the gray or silver, this is the steel. Oh, Christy, you better get started. Melt some crayons on it. I don't know. This is the steel chroma mist. And all I did was spray some of the aqua pigment paper with it. And I just cut it out because this kind of goes along with our silver gray tones. But here is what I thought. I'm going to just lay some things out and show you what I thought was just, oops. I have a very tight sandwich, so sometimes my dies come apart a little bit, and I will just kind of tape those up. But I'm just going to throw a few cards together like this, and then I'm like, just look at how beautiful just that is, like that. And I've got, this stunning bouquet of flowers that, we can stick some leaves behind if we really want some texture. I don't think I want to do black. I'm going to pull some of these. This is this same die, but I left the leaves in. Well, Melissa, I think they sold out not too long after, but it takes a little while sometimes to get them in. So just depends on when things are in, because I know they were available for a little bit, but because I saw them and then they sold out. No, they are not discontinued, Francie. I double checked with Christopher today and he said they would be restocked, but he did not know exactly when. So, but you could use any script die. that you have in your stash or anything you like that. Anyway, I wanted to show you, this is what those two dies look like if you leave the leaves in or if you take the leaves out. So we've got a few of these leaves here, and I thought it would just be fun. I mean, I know that this has tons and tons of texture, so you really wouldn't have to do anything to it. I don't know if I want to use that one yet. I really am enjoying these big, big, big leaves. I did not cut any of them out of black, but, and also I die cut this one and then pulled it, so I broke it. But I can still use it because I can just cover it up. And we'll grab another different, oh, see, here's a black one. You know, there's three of the same leaf and they're just together like that, and we can throw some flowers on top. So we're just kind of playing with it. Let me get this stamp, this sentiment out of here. I brought two little pumpkins and a pumpkin pie, and I'm going to do, it's a great pumpkin, Charlie Brown. Oh, that sounds neat, Christy. You can do it. I haven't carved a pumpkin in so long. I meant to carve one 2 years ago. I got a nice big pumpkin, and Fletch ate kind of chewed on it. He didn't really eat it. He gnawed on it a little bit. Last year, I just didn't have time. And this year, the sad part was is they had these beautiful pumpkins at the farmer's market up the street. You know, literally the farmer's market is like 4 blocks from my house, like walking distance. And I saw them, but I was walking the dog, and then I forgot to go back, and they never brought them back again. It was a local farmer, and I was really sad because they were really nice pumpkins and they were not expensive. Okay. So I have this big thanks die. So, and you know, and this almost is too big for our card. So we could turn it, but I can make it fit too. So I just wanted to show that to you a little bit. So we're just going to play around with some of these leaves. Like I said, I just cut out a bunch of the leaves from both sets, and we're going to put them on, and just, I think they're just going to be fun. And I love the texture, the vellum. I've got the silver from some of these that they can go in. I think we're going to need some sentiments, I think, though, before we get too many. I got a rock. Yeah. There you go, Christy. Just drill holes in all over one of the pumpkins, and it can be Charlie Brown, because remember he had all the holes. Didn't he have all the holes in him? So I'm just going to add a few of these leaves in here and there, and then we're going to start to kind of play. We got to get some sentiments, and then we can really make our decisions. Now, I wanted to show these. These are going to be hard to see in person, but these are all the beautiful little flowers that came with that die set. And they may not look like much on camera, but they're super, super pretty. And I'm kind of digging them for these little bouquets. So I think that's kind of what we're going to do. I think I'm going to save these for a different day and just kind of tuck some of these things in here and there. There's some wheat, things like that, and kind of play around with them. So we may have to die cut a little bit. See, look, I even did this. Here's one here. Yeah, he had all the holes. My sister would know. Have you guys done your annual Oh, that's Thanksgiving dinner. That's Thanksgiving dinner. Never mind. Strike that. Reverse it. So I'm just going to kind of throw some of these down on here in different spots, and then we'll play officially with them once we get everything kind of lined up. Not so sure. Yeah, I do kind of like that one on there. There's even this little curly cool. Hello, my friend. Sue, how are you? I forgot to call you. So we've got some twisty twirlies. I really love the big thanks, but like I said, these are a little bit smaller cards. I did not want to dig into my dies. And, you know, if you have dies that are smaller that are sentiment, I did grab the hello set from the Butterfly Hello, but I didn't know. I kind of like the idea of doing thanks and thinking of you cards. So I'm just kind of grabbing some of these other matchy florals so we can kind of make some little bouquets. This might not be the most exciting part, but thought I'd show you the different ways of how I do things. You know, I love this. This has a lot of those three things there. I think there's one more of those like sunflowery things. So we'll put that one with that. I've got 3 in there. We're good with that. one more. I don't know. Curly Q here, I think. Yes, I need at least one, maybe two curly Qs in this one. Yeah, I've got two. So we're just going to kind of play with them and then we'll put them together. So I think that this is how this card's going to go. We've got that one nice big silver leaf, and I think we'll maybe throw in some silver gems or something. And then we need to add a little bit of vellum to some of these. I love this dainty. Look at this dainty leaf. I was almost talking with you, Sue, today with our friend Miss Crystal. No, but it wasn't. Crystal and I were just messaging back and forth. I'm so glad you introduced me to her. She was so fun. She's so fun. I miss you guys. So we've got those, and I think we got to have another one of these in here. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So we've got a few things going here. We're going to go ahead and put the last of these things away and get out of the way here so we can start gluing and stamping. So here's kind of what I'm thinking. Thank you. Well, Kate, thank you. That is, if I'm doing it live, to be honest with you, makes me do it faster. Okay. And I know I got a little fuzzy there for a second. I'm kind of, yeah, I know. Okay. Oh, hi, Susan. I'm working on it. We got to get some sentiments going here now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move this. And I just wanted to, so here's another good example of throwing in a random color. Let's take out the silver on this one. And let's throw in, I mean, look at just throwing in a little bit of pop of a red of some sort. Isn't that crazy how you can add just, I don't know if I'm going to do that, but look at the difference of what that, okay, of course, now they're all fuzzy. Come on. It's probably the shimmer. I mean, just the pop. I'm actually not going to do that tonight. I'm going to do that another day. I want to stay with my theme, but I mean, just that little bit, or if you don't have, I mean, just popping on a sentiment. You got to be very careful with some of these. And I'll pull that up a little closer again because I know the shininess is playing with the camera a little bit. Come on, focus. That little bit of red. And I will tell you, in person, looks so much different. Okay, come on. Come on. I don't think it likes the shiny. Doesn't like the shiny. Okay, so, but that little bit of pop of red is so fun. But I grabbed a couple of sentiments. I grabbed the Aspiring Wreath because I really thought it might be fun to do a couple of these. I'm thinking the Missing You is one that I want because these are smaller cards here. And maybe, I don't know which other one yet. And then I also thought I grabbed the Sunny Sentiments because we've got all sorts of different fun ones, Radiate Kindness, the world is a brighter place because of you. You're a work of art. Live. I know these aren't super colorful cards, but I think it's just fun. Like Let Your Light Shine. It's just fun. So Radiate Kindness. We need more kindness in this world, I think. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to stamp some up. Oh yeah, they look totally different with that pop of color. So I just pulled a couple so you could see them, but I didn't necessarily want to use them tonight. So we're going to go ahead. I need to grab my Misty magnets. You would think that I was so organized, and I was. And then I pulled all this extra stuff out. And I don't know why, because we're not going to heat emboss with silver anymore. So I don't know why I pulled it on the table. So my table's getting full. We are going to use a little bit of the embossing powder because I want it to stick. So we're going to grab a couple of these sentiments. Like I said, this is a dry piece of aqua pigment paper with the steel chroma mist. I'm just going to stamp a few of these out and we're going to see which one we like the best. Thank you for being a good friend is another one. I think we're going to do, those are good enough for me. So we're just going to, I'm going to move that one up here and move this here in the corner, and we're going to stamp these all out. I'm giving plenty of space. I got 4 cards. I think these are the ones we haven't. Well, thank you, Christy. That would be, I would love it. I would love for. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, my phone rang and am I back? I thought I put it as focus mode, but for some reason it stopped. I see the screen went black. I'm coming back, I promise. There we go. I flipped back. I had a phone call, which was kind of weird because I know I put it in focus mode. But Christy, if you do use this motif tonight, go ahead and share it in the Brutus Monroe fan club. You can say you'd used it based on my live, or just PM me a picture. I want to see. I mean, I still love to see pumpkins and everything. So I'm just using this is my Tailored Expression anti-static powder tool. I'm gonna go ahead and grab my embossing ink. I did so well with the black embossing powder last night, but of course I was on black. I am back. I got a phone call. So, and I had swear I put it on focus mode. It's somebody who forgot that I'm live tonight. And I thought I put it on personal. So I'm gonna have to put it on do not disturb. So if I go away again, I promise I'm not going anywhere. And I'll stay over a little bit if that happens again. So this is aqua pigment paper. So I am stamping these down just a few times just to make sure I get a nice little coverage. And I don't want to push too hard because this is a very nice, delicate font. But yeah, that's what happened. Yeah, we want to see, Christy. We want to see. I'd love to see pumpkins. Oh, sorry, my nose itches. I must got embossing powder or something on them. I'm gonna go ahead and I have my embossing powder in a little sandwich container just because these are the ones I use a lot and it's easier than having to have a piece of paper. It does take up a little bit more room in my craft space, but now that I have a bigger room, it's not that big of a deal. I like to put a couple of them on, and then if you see, also in my bin, I have some of those do not eat silica things because that supposedly helps with stickiness. I don't know if it's true. I had them, so I use them. All right, let's heat emboss this quick. I did remember to plug my embossing gun in beforehand, and I moved my table over. So now when I heat emboss, I can be closer to you guys. Now, hopefully I don't blow everything all around. Quickly heat these up. All right, that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to use my little die cut machine. So we are going to cut out a little bit extra. You know, it's going to take us a little longer to die cut. I hope that's okay with you guys tonight. But I'm just, don't want to get my dig machine out. It's on the floor. I just don't want to get it out. We're just going to snip those pieces off. And because we don't have any white on our card, that's why I did not want to use, oh my gosh, I'm sweating, you guys. I did not want to use just white on Besom Pop. Thanks, Melissa. You know, I was just going to say, you also can very, very much take this and do the same thing, but do like red on red and then throw in like a black or a white or you want a neutral. Now, of course, I'm using a black neutral. Black is my neutral here. Let's see, will these fit on here like this? Yeah, I'm going to trim off just a little bit at the edge. But I wanted to kind of take this and go Halloween-y. That's why we're doing the black on black. Plus, I was thinking it's kind of fun to do some weird color. Like, I don't mean weird color, but you know. So thank you. I am thinking I might have to make more cards like this into this theme area, you know, whether you do all black and then use something like the washi tape as a fun color, or use the die cuts, the die of the month or something like that for a fun thing. I'm actually thinking that might be a fun, um, CYOE um, challenge, which today is the last day. Well, yeah, tomorrow I'm supposed to be drawing. It's stencils. So whether you had a stencil, if you got some stencils from Stencil Palooza, this is a good opportunity to pull those out and use them. But just need to use a stencil, Brutus Monroe product, and you could be entered in the drawing. Man, I'm making 4 stencil cards. Francie, I never did either. I really never used. I mean, I've heard monochromatic and I've heard a lot about white on white cards, but I thought this might be fun. And like I said, you could do golds, but to me, it just felt like silver went with it. I'm not sure where I want all these. I'm just going to plop them out because I really don't need 4 sentiments. And we're just going to kind of pop these off to the side somewhere so I don't. And then I don't even know if I'm going to do hello friend because I have this thank you for being a friend one that I'm liking. Dia de los Muertos. Yes? Ellen, I don't know if I think I made one monochromatic for like a card club a couple years ago. I wasn't super impressed with what I decided to do. Plus the fact that I did something, I used one of those cutting dies, like one of those background dies that cut like a ton of pieces, and then I pierced them back in. And oh my gosh, it took me forever. Um, and I hated it by the time I was done with the card club. That was my local card club. Um, it's probably one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of multiples of the same card. It's not that I just don't like making them. I'm too bored. I get bored. I'm sorry if I'm shaking a little bit. With my old table here with my die cut machine. Let's get this out of the way too. I have to tell you guys a funny Fletch story. So Fletch has been pretty good boy. I mean, he's had a few spots where he's been naughty, jumping up on things he's not supposed to jump on, or today he jumped out of the window out of the truck when Tom took him out to the field, which was not a good boy, obviously. Thinking we're gonna use this long one on here, and then we're gonna use this one maybe with that. And we got our beings here. Now we're gonna start putting this together. Anyway, last night he was so tired that I came upstairs to check on him, and he was on the bed. He had jumped on the bed. His tail is hanging off the bed like he couldn't get any farther on the bed, and he was just out. It was so funny. So I'm going to go ahead and use, oh yeah, it's all right. He's still a puppy, but I actually this morning I got to work and the office manager got to work. And as I look out the window, as the office manager drives in, this dog ran right up to his car. And I'm like, what? So yeah, we had this little dog running around in our parking lot, and I work right on the highway, the gas station across the street from me. And I was really concerned he was going to get hit. I'm going to go ahead and grab a blending block. Just put this down. Yeah, I mean, I've tried. I do make them a little bit, but I guess I don't understand. I don't give like I should probably give sets of cards out a little bit more. I just don't. And so I think I'm a more of a one and done, or in this case, kind of something similar to each other, but anyway, this dog that showed up this morning, cute as can be. So my office manager gave her a little treat out of his car because he carries dog treats with him, and because he's on the road for our business sometimes. And she took it, and then she kind of ran off like she was scared. And then just a little ways away, and then she kept coming back, and she tried to get in the office. I don't know how many times. I'm just playing with the. Okay, so this is going to go here. So we're going to kind of do that one there. Anyway, I went inside. I was like, no, you can't come in. You can't come in. And then I am going to use a little bit of glue on this, just to help it stay a little bit, but I'm not going to worry about too much if it gets shown or something like that. I went and got a bowl of water and I came out and the dog came running around the corner, saw the water and just drank it. So I felt bad. So I took it down to the vet and fortunately it was a chipped dog. So they found their owners. So I came home at lunch and I was like, I'm sorry, Fletch, I'm going to smell like other dog and the car's going to smell like another dog. But that's what Mama did today. I actually think I want to tuck this one down this way. Now, if I had, can you use different shapes? I don't believe so, Shirley. I don't know for sure. I know this one came with it. And I also know that it comes with an empty one that you can put refill. I don't think so, but I've never researched that. Actually, Francie, I was inside and I could tell right away that the dog was super friendly. And it wasn't going anywhere near the road until right after the second time I went out there. And I was like, and I said something to him and he was trying to go in the house and he didn't get too super close, but I was so afraid to let him just run around out there that I decided I said, if the dog will come jump in my car, plus I had a leash in my car. Tom and I both carry a leash in our car all the time. So when we get home, if we forget, we can leash Fletch up to get inside so he doesn't run off and chase squirrels in the neighborhood or something like that. If I have food, he will follow me anywhere, but you know, so I just opened the door and she was so excited to jump in the back of mine and I have a big Tahoe. So I was more nervous that I was going to end up seeing something happen that I couldn't stand it. So, I'm gonna just kind of add some of these florals, I think, in here. I'm not 100% sure what I'm gonna do with them. I think I'm gonna pop one of them up. And if it's handy, I'm gonna use it. Otherwise, I'll use our Burtis Monroe tape. I'm not gonna do too big of a dig for it, but I just had some black foam tape that my friend Sue gave me. That was just on a while ago, and I was trying to use it up, but I must have put it away. So we'll just use some of our Burtis Monroe foam tape. All right, let's pull that off. Sorry if this is a little bit. Yeah, nope. I understood you completely, Francie, what you meant. And I live near a very busy highway, or I work near a very, very busy highway. Especially with, it's for those who are in the Midwest, they'll know what a Quick Trip or Quick Star is. It's one of the bigger ones. And it's a truck stop. And I mean, semis were just flying. I mean, it's the only way through our town. And fortunately, it was smart enough. It only got near the road, it kind of went towards the road once, like I said. And so they found the owner right away. I just felt bad because I posted a photo immediately and on our town site, but I wasn't sure if anyone would see it right away, and I didn't know what to do. I did not want to bring it in the office because I knew that all he would be doing was chasing it around, or trying to get a leash on it. I just not appropriate. So, all right. So here's our first card. Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's designed for this Nuvo bottle, but I do know you get an empty one and you can fill it. And my plan is once I use it up, I'm gonna fill it with my Barely Arts glue. I know there's a couple YouTubers that have used they use the Simon Says stamp glue. There's a couple that have done the Barely Arts glue, things like that. Yeah. Yep. And I just figured might as well use this one up. All right, so we got card number 1 done. I'm gonna set it up here for right now. We're gonna start this next one. Then we'll get them all on card bases. So we're going to work backwards. I'm going to use this one first because I want to keep that kind of towards the back. We're just going to stick this one back in there. It's kind of like a piece of wheat. Stick it down in there. And then I'm going to do these ones next. It is raining, you guys. Yes, you can buy additional bottles that fit. I know that she had originally thought about making, I think Eliana was thinking of making it to fit other glue bottles, but this makes sense to just do the one. And then, like I said, you can buy additional empty, and she has empty bottles on the site as well. And I'm sure that anyone who stocks the glue press would have empty bottles. But I will tell you, this glue is working very, very well for me. I like my Barely Arts glue a lot. And I have the big bear and another whole container to use up. So I'm going to have glue for a while, but um, I am really liking using it. I mean, I knew I would because I had my friends had it at a retreat last fall and I really liked it. I just kind of put it off. Thank you, Cherie. Oh, I'm not worried about that so much because I didn't have my placement set for the press and seal. But yes, you could use press and seal to press them down, but I didn't fudge with it enough because I didn't want to do that while I was live. I'm just going to kind of wing it for you guys. Thank you so much, Cherie. I'm having a really good time making this. We actually might end up with 4 cards. Hello, Heather. We said 3, but I'm thinking we're going to end up with 4. It's 7:51, so yes, I have used the press and seal. I just, like I said, I don't have it really lined up exactly where I want it, so I'm just kind of adding my glue. Yeah, it is a good glue, but I am really loving the Nuvo glue a lot. All right. Okay, now you can't even see the one that I had back here, you guys. It's already glued down, so we're just going to leave it there. I hid that one back there. I'm not an overachiever. I just didn't want to fiddle with it enough and then grab actually, I don't even know where my press and seal is right now. It's probably on the other side of the room. And I'm sweating a little bit, so I'm stuck to my chair. No, I'm just kidding. I am not stuck to my chair, but I don't want to get up. All right, and I think we're going to pop up the hang in there. So, oh, maybe you guys were? Yeah. So, don't forget, there is going to be a special power hour live packing tomorrow for Halloween. It's going to be, just an hour, kind of quick. So, at the normal time, 2:00 Eastern, I believe. So before there's trick or treating. All right, there's card number 2. I will show them closer to the screen as we get closer. Another background you could do if you didn't want to do all these pastes is you could do just an embossing folder. Like the lady that I watched, she liked to use one texture, one like, and she said like maybe a floral, but it's just kind of fun to play with. Or you could do embossing, like if you have a nice background stamp that would just give you some texture with like some, without giving you too much of an image, like then you could use that. So like here's where I told you I cut my die and that's my fault, but I'm gonna glue it right into place and no one's gonna be the wiser. Thanks, Heather. I haven't decided if you can have them yet. You probably will, except that I may end up making other ones because I don't know because I was driving through most of it today, and then I had to come by the time I got back, I had to hurry. So I'm not 1,000% sure. Penny or Heather, can you answer that question for Francie? Because I don't know the answer. No winners today. Okay. Yeah, like I said, I ended up having to go in a little early from lunch, and then I missed some of it. So, all right, I'm giving this just a minute to dry. And while that's drying, I'm going to re-add this other, it's driving me nuts that I just missed it, that I stuck it down. So I've got another one of these and we're going to stick this piece. We're going to try to stick it in there a little bit. Okay, we're going to cut off a little bit of and stick it back in there because I stuck it down a little too far. There we go. That makes me feel better. All right. So we've got our thanks. I'm not going to put this on any kind of background. Like I could do it on the shadow, but I don't have it die cut out. We're just going to go ahead and put it down. And I think we're going to add some more leaves to it around it. So we're going to get very close to running a little over, which tends to be my normal, but I don't think you guys care terribly much. All right. So I guess I cannot believe Tomorrow is the last day of October, so get your CYOE challenge in on the fan club group, stencils, as I will be drawing a name in the morning and posting that. All right. I'm just happy you were able to join me tonight, Heather, because I know you've been very busy. So it is going to go off the edge of my card a little bit because this is a little longer. I love these dies for mini slims and slim lines, but it goes off a little bit on an A2, but it's okay. And then I'm just dabbing up the extra glue a little bit because it helps it, even though it's clear, camouflage that a little bit. And then we've got these little twirlies that I thought would be kind of fun. And then maybe we will, let's see what other fun little things we have here so we can put on top. Maybe, nope, I don't want more silver. I think we're going to use these two little black like aspeny leaves here. We'll kind of tick them in like this. They'll kind of cover in, and then maybe we'll stick a flower on there. There we go. That'll work. So I guess a suggestion I can make if you decide you wanted to do something like this. Oh, you're welcome, Susan. Is to choose your colors. Choose your main color. You know, vellum is, I don't say even a color, so that's fun to, you know, because like here I've got some vellum. There's the vellum curlicues too. Maybe we'll throw those in, and I'm just going to glue the edges instead of the black ones. And die cut. I just was watching TV and I just die cut a bunch in every color. I laid them all out on my die cutting machine. And so I knew exactly how they'd kind of fit. And I just started die cutting. And I'm just going to let these kind of hang. They're going to be able to just kind of float through the air a little bit. Let's see if I can stick it down underneath something here. Let's stick it down right here. And then you can just kind of start playing and layering and things like that and having some fun with it. Of course, we probably should add some bling now. Yeah, we're getting very close. Hello, Stacy. All right, let's see. Yeah, 4 cards. Woohoo! I'm just reading a little bit. Oh, yeah. It's Melissa, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to say this to be honest with you. I kind of hope they move a little slower. I will say the weekend it's been nice because I've been like, oh my gosh, even the evenings have seemed to slow down just a hair for me right now in a good way, as in, oh my gosh, it's not 9 o'clock and I need to almost think about going to bed type of thing. So I know, yes, I know you told me. And I needed one. I knew I was going to get one, but it was just a matter of when I was going to get one. um, just because I was trying to put it off and be like, get the things you need to replace soon. But I was talking about a little bit that I was actually trying to get rid of I was trying to try to finish off my one affiliate program that I'm not using anymore. Or most companies aren't using anymore. And I needed to get over the edge just a hair. So that's the actual thing that pushed me over to getting it right away. Otherwise I was going to wait and make myself wait for Christmas. Make myself wait for Christmas. But I love it. It's great. And Stacy has them in stock, you guys, and I'm sure I should say that if you have them in stock. If you don't, she will get them, but she ships everywhere. So it's a scrapbook store not very close to me. So she's got them in stock if you were interested in a glue press. I should say that. I mean, she carries them. I'm sure she has them in stock, but you know, sometimes you go to say that and they sell out the second you say that, and then she's got another order coming in, which she will get fairly quickly. So Stacy ships pretty quickly. Just kind of throwing some stuff in. I'm going to throw this one down here a little. No, we're going to put it back up here. Sorry, that was very loud. I apologize. I probably yelled in all your ears. Of course she does. I knew she would. So if you're looking for one, just go on Scrapmania Facebook and you can get her number and call and she'll ship one to you if you're interested. So, and then you can put all your little tiny die cuts like this together on it. It's just, I'm loving this and how well this is going together. I did not cut out another one of these silver little stringies, and I think I'm just gonna kind of pretend like I did for tonight. I might die cut one out afterwards. Let's pop this one up too, and stick it in there, but I'm just gonna leave it for now. Well, Melissa, I totally understand that. I am still waiting to hear from mine. My number one, I shouldn't say number one. I just mean my, as in number one as my oldest. Is she's supposed to be coming home for around Thanksgiving, and I haven't got the dates yet. And I'm still waiting to hear from her because I haven't seen her in 2 years, and I want her to come home and see me if she can. I'm not gonna be upset if it doesn't work out, work wise and all that stuff. But I need them home too. Well, my one baby is home. My baby of the family is home. He lives near me. I'm gonna go ahead and just throw this one right in the middle here. No, I don't think I don't like that. I'm gonna put it down here. Missing you. All right, so we did a big on black thing. I do need to put these on card bases. I don't have all of the card bases. I don't have one other. I'm gonna make one more A2 card base. I'm gonna do that afterwards. There you go. Oh yeah, you don't run out of it. But yeah, she's got this, the glue press. If you want to get it from her, I would say that it's a very good idea to get it from. But we used some black pearl chroma glaze and some night sky velveteen glaze, and I used both the which glitter glaze did we use? Oh, the Galaxy, because I was out of the Raven. The Raven is just super black sparkly. It's beautiful. I just realized I didn't have any. I started to place my order today. Hi, Miss Lisa. Speaking of Scrap Mania, Miss Lisa lives near there. She doesn't live too far from me. And so I used the Galaxy, and then we used the Fallen Snow glitter glaze, which is a clear glitter glaze, so it kind of mimics. So here's where, if you wanted to hand this to someone because it sticks off the edge, or you can cut it off, which I'm going to do. So it fits in an A2 envelope. I'm always okay with that. So we've got those two done. Well, I mean, we need to add a little bling. And then I'm going to add this. This one I'll add to a card base later because I don't have another one handy, and I'm not going to take the time to do that because I'm thinking we need to add just a little bit more. A little bit more if you want to stick with me for just a few more minutes. Oh, I hit something to make things go away. Go. Yes, Lisa is great. Thank you, Melissa. I appreciate that so much. I am in loving this. Like I said, you can add a little matte to the side if you really wanted to, but I really am enjoying the idea that my friend said to or the teacher told me to just matted them on black. Okay, so we're gonna add a little bit of extra bling and a little bit extra black. Now I've got the hematite, I believe is how I say that. There's also the violet shift that look mostly black, but add a little bit of purple if you want. Yes, Susan, Scrapmania is only an hour and a half from me. I don't get down there as often as I have, but I don't leave Gothenburg very often. That's part of it. I used to go all the time, but I don't leave Gothenburg. I like to be home, mostly because now with my puppy and my honey. I've taken classes there and stuff. I love the store. It's great. If you ever get a chance to visit it, it's huge. But we're going to go ahead and add a few of these gems. And I'm just going to go ahead and we're just going to scatter some around to add a few more little blingy things because I feel like we need to. So if Francie's got her goggles on, here I come. Are you ready, Francie? I'm not even going to wait for you. We will use some of each of them. Now, I wanted to say somebody talked about this in a Facebook group. I have found if I shake these, I use the lid and shake these, I can get them to turn upside down. We'll use a couple of each so you can see the difference. Like I said, these are, if you're really wanting to go with the black on black, the hematite, I think that's how you say it, is the black. So we've got that, which is just, oh, I missed one. I had one up in this corner. And then once again, I like to take my cloth and I just dab around the edges to pick up some of that extra so it doesn't, even though it dry, like I said, it dries clear, it helps. Yeah, she does. Lisa is, I don't know how you handle it because I would be way too much money. Way too much money. It'd be like if I was Heather at Brutus Monroe. Right, Heather? If I was there shopping every single day, I would be shopping every single day and it would be horrible. No, it wouldn't be horrible. I would just buy too much. Nah. They always make more money, right? Okay, did I put that in right? I didn't. Let's take that one out. We're gonna let that one dry and we'll use that one another day because I put it in upside down. We're just gonna add a little bit of extra bling. I love these flat back crystals. If you haven't bought them yet, I may not have linked these below, but I can definitely make sure I have them in the link tomorrow when I'm back at my computer, because they last forever. They really do. I've been using them since we've had them, and none of mine even look like they've been touched. All right, so that's the hematite. Hi, Chiquita's Crochet. I don't know if I know you, but welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, so that was the hematite. Now we've got the, well, Penny, it's not horrible. Violet Shift. It's a weekend. I go to Minneapolis. I've gone to Minneapolis for craft day in a weekend, which is about 4-hour drive for me. So this is the Violet Shift. So there's going to be a little bit of purple, but I think it's going to actually add some fun. So we're just going to add a few. I'm going to add a few to the centers of these little, I think that's what we're going to do, is we're going to add them to the center of this like wallpaper sketch. I think that kind of is a fun, if I miss one, I'll do it after the live. This looks like it might be a center right there. Okay. I think that's a fun addition because it looks they kind of almost look like a little pinwheel. Oh, I got two on here. All right. Wrapping up, guys. Like I said, I always seem to go just a little bit over, but that's because I like to talk and I like my crafty friends. And I pushed it with 4 cards tonight. 4! That's the max. We're not going to do every more than 4 unless there's some duplicates, you guys, because that is way too many. Purple is my favorite color. You do some paper crafting. Okay, besides crochet. Oh, my daughter, yes, my daughter would absolutely love these. Okay, I moved that one just enough. It wasn't on there enough when I pushed this down, so we got to put a little bit, put this back on it. So you have to be careful, especially on the glazes, because they're slippery. If you push it, when you push down, just push down, don't rub. I just dab, and of course I wasn't looking, I was looking at the comments. And I missed one. Run right there. All right. So we've got these. Yes, my daughter loves the color black. I'm recently getting her. Okay. Now, I'll see if you can see. I don't know if you'll see these. Thank you, you guys. It's really hard to see the difference, I think, between the two colors in the black and the purple, but in person, it's a little easier to see when the light just hits it a little bit. You see that purple. All right, let's quick add a couple of gems to here. can't leave this little card out. He'll feel left out, and I don't have any rhyme or reason. I just grab and dab when it comes to the little bling. Ugh, okay, you're not working with me tonight, Gems. I'm wiping off my tap here, thinking maybe it's extra sticky. There we go. So we're gonna shake it again. And now I can see, because there's a little bit of purple color, like I said, to the shift of these. And so when I shift them around, I can see that little bit of extra color. All right, so here you can kind of, I don't know if you can kind of see that color. Oh, thank you, Sharita. Making a black, gray, off-white journal. That's awesome. So I did use any clear embossing. I will quickly read this one. I believe this is Galaxy Glitter Glaze, Brutus Monroe. Almost all the products are Brutus Monroe except like my embossing thing here. So, and my glue. So I had Glitter Glaze is this one. This one here, this background with one of our stencils was the Velveteen Glaze and Night Sky. This one here is the Black Pearl Chroma Glaze. And then this one here is the Fallen Snow, which is my favorite. And it's kind of a clear. Kate, I'm so glad I wowed you. And then I used a variety of embossing powder, the Brutus Monroe Raven cardstocks. These are the 4 stencils. Everything is linked below except for the crystals. I apologize, I forgot those. I made the silver glitter stock with embossing. I used our sterling embossing powder to make those. And the images that are like here is from the Autumn Vibes, and I heat emboss them with the Black Raven embossing powder. So that's it. And the vellum is the heat resistant vellum from Brutus Monroe. Thank you, you guys. Brutus Monroe is just outside of Pittsburgh. It is, yes. And it's a great store. It's fun. They're great people. They make a lot of things for crafting. So you have to check it out. I appreciate you guys all tonight. Here I probably bring them up a little closer so you can get a better look at them. Thank you so much. The damask stencil, it is. I know. I got to add this to a card base, so when it's done, it will look like this. I just have to make my card base. And of course, I'm probably going to find a piece of gray cardstock to put on the inside to write on. Thank you very much. And then here is the last one. I used a variety of Brutus Monroe dies as well. So thank you guys for joining me tonight, and hope you had a great time and learned something. And don't be afraid of black cards or monochromatic cards, and just add a color. I appreciate all tonight. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Happy Halloween for those of you who celebrate Halloween. And I will see you next week. It will be November. So yes, the Brutus Monroe fan club page, you can join there. You guys have a great evening. Thank you, Penny. Oh, Melissa, thank you.